Many actors in Hollywood seem to disappear from the spotlight without explanation, so what exactly happened to some of these stars? In today's video on Top 10 Beyond the Screen, we are going to go through the top 10 celebrities who will never work again in Hollywood, and I'm going to explain why. I'm your host, Joss Bedard. Thanks for checking us out. If this is your first time here, make sure you leave a like and subscribe so that you don't miss another one. Starting off this list at number 10, we have Amanda Bynes. The actress that starred in classic teen movies like Easy A, She's the Man, and Hairspray quit acting at the young age of 24. The decision to quit acting actually came from her personal struggle with her appearance. Amanda did not enjoy watching herself on the big screen and decided to quit acting altogether because of it. After appearing in the film Easy A, her role was met with raves of positive reviews, yet this was the moment that Amanda decided she was going to quit for good. The former actress states that watching herself in that film changed her perception on things of herself and ultimately led to the decision to retire. That being said, the actress is still hopeful for the future of beginning to start acting again after her decade-long hiatus. However, we have also seen a lot of things in the news, obviously with the law, her mental health, so we really won't know. I hope she comes back. She's honestly one of my all-time favorites. Yes. That's all. I'm just excited because I hope she comes back one day. Moving on to our 9th spot, we have the infamous John Travolta. John was one of Hollywood's biggest stars back in the day, but we haven't seen him star in any films recently. Let's be honest. The actor seemed to have faded out after some roles that didn't get the public's attention. The now retired actor pronounced his time in Hollywood is over after his wife lost her battle to cancer. John stated that he would be taking time off for his children and to properly grieve, as he should. And a single dad now, Travolta decided to dedicate his time to raising and supporting his kids and left the spotlight to fill this role, and I give him full props for doing that. He had a very long, successful career, guys. How old is he now anyway? I feel like he's up there, no? I'm not trying to call him old, but like, he's had a long career. Filling the 8th role on this list is Cameron Diaz. In the early 2000s, Cameron's career was at its peak. She helped anchor franchises like Charlie's Angels and Shrek, while simultaneously featuring in some of the biggest films at the time. Honestly, during that time, she was appearing in every single movie. Like, she was everywhere. She ended up starring in films that were flops in the box office, and the actress hasn't been able to find a remarkable role in a while. Let's be honest. Her 25-year-long acting career came to a close when she officially stated that she will be retiring from the big screen, which was very disappointing for fans like me. She ultimately made the decision because she wanted to focus more on herself, because when acting, she was unable to dedicate that kind of time to herself. Also, if you want a life update, she's now a mom. She's also married, and she has her own wine that just came out recently. I saw it online. So she's still doing things, just off the screen. Swiping through the ranks, we get to our 7th spot with well-known actor and comedian Adam Sandler. The actor, who is famously known for his funny guy persona, hence the comedian part, has claimed to be one of the most overpaid actors. Adam used to be a comedic leading man in many movie hits, but with time, everyone seemed to just be done with him in movies, I feel. His more recent films have been claimed by critics to be historically terrible, which definitely has not helped his acting career by any means. Over time, Adam's fans seem to grow up and out of finding his type of comedy funny. The actor's roles were seen as very repetitive, and he hasn't stepped out of his comfort zone when it comes to picking new roles. Additionally, his hate for the press, social media, and interviews has also kept his name out of the spotlight, which definitely didn't help his career in acting. With Adam's comedy being overdone, not seeing him in fresh roles, and Adam's name out of the media, it ultimately led to the downfall of his acting career. With 55 years of acting under his belt, Adam decided to retire for good. This comes from Adam stating himself that he doesn't find being an actor fun anymore. Although, let's be honest, his movie roles were very repetitive. Continuing down the list, number 6, we have Brendan Fraser. Like most celebrities on this list, Brendan's career skyrocketed in the early 2000s, and he found himself as a major leading man in many films. That being said, his roles would slowly decline and several films that he would star in would miss the mark in Hollywood. Additionally, he was faced with time out of the spotlight to recover from multiple surgeries due to him getting hurt while working on set and doing his own stunts. This recovery would cover a 7-year period, causing the roles for him to be able to take to be very limited. The actor would also later reveal that while working, he was assaulted, and this incident would deeply affect the actor. And in the end, this incident was the deciding factor for the actor to retire from acting for good and give up his very high-profile lifestyle. Halfway through, we have Mike Myers. The actor and comedian has starred in numerous top films including Austin Powers, Wayne World, and the Shrek franchise. The star's rise to fame came from his involvement in Saturday Night Live and seemingly continued going upwards from there. Though former colleagues of Myers have come forward to say that he was a diva on set and a nightmare to work with. This type of temperamental behavior definitely did not help his case as the leading man in Hollywood, but it definitely was not the only factor that influenced his acting decline. Myers would be featured in multiple films that were wildly unsuccessful, not to mention the lawsuits against him from Universal Studios against citing issues with his script. From there, Mike Myers' place in Hollywood has seemed to come to a close for the multiple issues of citing, being a diva on set, and just not taking on the right roles. He's had some, what's the word, flops, movie flops. I forget the last one I'm thinking of. It was a romantic comedy. The Guru one, yes. Yeah, that bombed. Big time. Taking the number 4 spot is notorious actress Katherine Heigl. The actress used to be sought after and filled many major movie roles, but those times have ended. This is because many who have worked directly with Katherine have claimed that she is a nightmare to deal with on set. She would apparently always have wardrobe issues, wouldn't get out of the trailer, questioned her script, and ultimately would cost extra time every single day of shooting for how difficult she was. Some even confessed that she was so rude to them that she would swear at the people working alongside her and cause drama on set. Additionally, she slammed her role in Grey's Anatomy for not liking the writing and wanted out of her contract. After her reputation turned sour, Katherine tried desperately to return to Grey's Anatomy but was turned down by the showrunners for how rude she was, and they weren't gonna put up with it basically. Katherine's reputation took a turn for the worst, and despite her talent for acting, Hollywood will not consider her for any big roles anymore for her unwanted behavior. Getting to our 3rd spot, we have the teenage heartthrob Taylor Lautner. Taylor sought instant stardom for his role in the Twilight franchise, as the Twilight series was a global phenomenon that turned all of its actors into major stars. Throughout the years that the Twilight series would continue, Lautner was kept afloat in Hollywood because of the movie. Though once the series was over, the actor had a difficult time finding a place in the industry. In an interview, the actor stated that he felt restricted after the Twilight series and wanted to try something new. Though he felt his acting abilities were defined by Twilight and would never be able to move past it, and Taylor would eventually be unable to find his name in any other successful films and would turn to TV roles to fulfill his acting career. Honestly, I literally have not seen him since Twilight, and then he did that romantic comedy with Taylor Swift, really weird. I haven't seen him in anything. Maybe I don't watch enough TV though. You guys tell me. Is he on TV? Moving up the rankings, number 2, we have Shia LaBeouf. Now this one's kind of a debate, because some people think he'll make a comeback and some people think he won't. Let's dig into it though. The promising young actor seemed to be just getting his foot in the door with acting after moving from a Disney star to fulfill his leading role in the Transformers series. Though after years in the spotlight, the actor's ego began to get the better of him when his off-screen behaviors became a liability, as Shia would also be known in the industry to be difficult to work with and would occasionally be considered off-putting by his colleagues. Not to mention all the legal issues. As well, during this time, the actor's name would be all over controversial headlines for inflicting emotional distress, assault, dangerously driving, and animal cruelty. Not to mention the multiple sexual offenses that he would be sued for. This was more recently. This shocking behavior would not go unnoticed in the industry, as he would find it a lot harder to secure roles these days. The Transformers franchise would even go so far to replace him and his leading roles in the series. Eventually though, everyone at this point in time has basically blacklisted him from Hollywood, so I'm interested to see if he's gonna be welcomed back. And finally, taking our number 1 spot is Tobey Maguire. The actor is best known for his iconic portrayal in the original Spider-Man films, but we haven't seen him prosper afterwards despite the success of the Spider-Man movies. With the final film in the Spider-Man trilogy being considered lackluster and the worst film out of all of them, this did not set up Tobey Maguire to succeed. Therefore, Tobey would have a difficult time finding roles after the Spider-Man franchise. It also didn't help that he was notorious for being picky when it came to his roles. The actor has confessed that he is very selective when it comes to the roles he takes on and has trouble finding projects that he actually wants to work on. Also, Tobey is known for having issues on set with multiple co-stars, including James Franco, who could never see eye to eye with him. Over the years of not being able to find success in acting, Tobey would move towards producing instead. This move towards producing instead of acting seemed like a good idea because Tobey was known for his introverted personality and struggle in the spotlight. But his producing career fell short, with his projects not succeeding in the box office. With Tobey's acting career being at its height during the Spider-Man era and not being able to succeed outside of this franchise, the reboot starring Andrew Garfield and now Tom Holland meant the end of his career in many ways. Alright guys, that's our list for today. Before I head out, I'm gonna do some comment shoutouts. D. Theo Bastangi 20 says, I love watching you. You're one of my favorite YouTube people. Well, thank you so much, D. I'm really sorry I butchered your last name there. I apologize. Ismail Meet says, have a wonderful day, everyone. Well, isn't that nice? Ismail, you're always spreading love and positivity out there. I love it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. See you in another one. Bye.